One of the many reasons we love Friday on this show is because we get to hang out with our friend Christopher Lloyd from the Film Yap, along with his junior critics Cameron and Joel today.
What's up, guys? Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Yes, you excited for Christmas break?
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Are you already on Christmas break?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Got off yesterday.
Okay, how's it been going so far?
Great.
Wonderful. Okay, cool. Chris, there's a lot coming out. Let's dive in. What do we need to know about Aquaman?
Yeah, well, Cameron has been excited for Aquaman for a number of months now. He asked me, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? We finally saw it. What do you think?
I really was never a big keen on DC, but now that made me rethink all my thoughts. There was lots of fun parts. There was even lots of teamwork. I loved the teamwork between Aquaman and his brother. That was amazing. And just all of it was great.
Okay, so went in, not a DC man, left cool with DC.
Yeah.
Okay,
A
wonderful.
thoughtful review, Cameron.
I love
Thank
that.
you.
I should mention, this is actually the last DCEU movie.
Oh, okay.
They're going to reboot with possibly some new stuff. So
Okay, cool. All right.
Wonderful. Okay, so Joel is covering
This
migration.
is exciting, yes.
What did you think?
I thought this one was pretty good because it's more of like not just one movie, but a bunch of like little entwined stories. Like one time they'll be with a heron in Florida, then they'll be in Louisiana, then New York, then Florida. It's all around the place.
Okay.
All the characters, like they're all colorful, and they all have like voices. Like the parrot has definitely a very, very Jamaican accent. It's
Okay.
like, well, something like that.
Yeah.
And all the characters, they just do their own parts. And one of the characters primarily does all the jokes, like they'll just pop in like something that leaves the crowd laughing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
like it.
is it like a family of ducks
Yeah.
that are forced to?
they've never migrated before. They decide they want to go do it for the first time and have all
Go to
sorts of
Jamaica,
adventures.
that's where
I
they're
love
going.
that. They're like, where do you want to
And
go?
we should mention that
Jamaica.
the folks at the animation studio sent us some migration swag.
Nice.
Oh,
You can see the
nice.
Beach Boys. We've also got
Yeah.
a backpack.
Cool.
We've got some duckies, thermos, and we're going to be giving away all of this stuff. So if you want to have it
Okay.
for your very
Even
own,
this shirt?
maybe after we wash it.
Yeah, you can keep that one. Yeah. Okay.
We've got some others. We
I
see
love
on the
that.
side
Talk
here.
to us about Poor Things, Chris.
So this movie, actually, the Indiana Film Journalists Association, the state critics group, of which I'm a founding member, we gave this our top award of the year. It actually won 7 awards. Emma Stone. It's not for everybody.
Okay.
It's sort of a feminist Frankenstein story about this created woman who's put together by a scientist. And then she ends up going off into the world and having all of these adventures. Mark Ruffalo plays the guy that kind of kidnaps her, becomes her romantic partner.
Interesting.
But then she, discovers things on her own. It's very strange. It's very different from the sort of things that you've seen if you know The Lobster, that movie from a few years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not as high on it as most other critics, but it's definitely a very audacious movie. I think Emma Stone's definitely going to contend for a Best Actress Oscar.
Is that Willem Dafoe?
That's Willem Dafoe. It's some terrific makeup there.
Man, that looks really, really cool.
Certainly
Yeah, it's a very
unique.
distinctive looking film.
Okay.
Definitely.
The color purple.
We've been hearing a lot about
Yeah.
this.
Now
Yes.
I went into this with my doubts because, of course, the 1985 movie, very seminal.
Sure.
Did we need a remake and a musical version? And well, boy, were all of my doubts. This is a fantastic, gorgeous film.
Oh, wow.
One of my favorite films of the years, actually.
Okay.
Fantasia Barrino, just a standout as the main character. Danielle Brooks is also really good. If you know the basic story, it's about a young woman separated from her sister, has all these abusive relationships with different men, kind of relies on her sisterhood with actual sisters and just friends that sort of pull her through. Just a film of music and magic. It's probably the most gorgeous film of the year. I did not disappoint in it. I don't think he will be. Coleman Domingo's also in it. He's great.
Okay.
I can't wait to see that.
Heard good things about that.
Yes, very good things. So we also have The Boys in the Boat.
So this is directed by George Clooney, stars Joel Edgerton. It's based on the true story of the 1936 Olympic rowing team, which if you don't know, they were actually at a small university, not a big rowing power. They were recruited all of their guys for this second rowing team. Basically, they were just like poor guys who couldn't pay their tuition, and if they went on the rowing team, their tuition was paid for them. And they ended up being so good that they actually overcame not just the first team of their own school, but actually ended up contending at the Olympics in Berlin. And of course, I'll let you wait to see how that turned out. Just this very sort of like standard, inspirational movie. Not one of my favorites, but I mean, of the year, but very well made. And if you like that sort of like inspirational type of filmmaking, this is definitely for you.
Oh, that's great. Talk to us about Rebel Moon. What's that one all about?
This is from director Zack Snyder. You know him for like 300 and Watchmen and a bunch of other movies. And he was set to make a Star Wars movies, and it ended up not working out. And this is kind of, I think, sort of like his version of what his Star Wars type of movie might have been. It stars Sofia Boutella as sort of the leader of this nascent rebellion against the big powers in the universe, and she, it's really, the film that it's being compared to, not so much, but I think is the Seven Samurai, if you know that story, where they go and recruit a bunch of heroes to come fight for their tiny village.
Cool.
Kind of not a very emotionally impactful film. It kind of lands like about a video game.
Okay.
But I like video games.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie, full of action. Can't really recommend it, but if you like this sort of thing, I think you won't come away disappointed.
Always a fair review coming from Chris Lloyd.
Yes.
And the boys, I might add.
Exactly, yes. And we got one more to get to, The Iron Claw.
Another strange movie. This stars Zac Efron, and it's the true story of the Von Erichs professional wrestling family from the 70s and 80s and beyond.
Okay.
And so there were all these brothers who were recruited by their father to wrestle in the ring, but they had this family curse that was sort of this legend that they talked about. Well, tragedy ends up befalling the family, but it's an interesting performance by Zac Efron. It's definitely a little more dramatic than we're used to. He definitely lived in the gym for about 6 months, I think, to prepare for this role.
Yoked.
Yeah, a lot of jack dudes, a lot of swole dudes in this one. So if you definitely like that sort of thing. And so it's a drama, but it sort of just gets to the heart of a family. It's all about connectivity, about these brothers who loved each other, but just that taint of tragedy just seemed to stick to them. It's definitely an interesting film.
Okay. Well, Chris, thank you as always. You can learn more. Connect with Chris and his team at filmyap.substack.com. Hit that subscribe button while you're there to enter to win all these cool prizes for migration and more. Guys, enjoy winter break.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, Cameron and Joel. And I keep saying, I don't know how you guys keep growing. Like, you're just getting way taller than me, which is not hard to be. But wow, I love when you guys are here. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, fellas.
Yes.
Yeah, coming up next, our friends from Newfields are going to tell us what you can enjoy at their first ever midnight gala on New Year's Eve.